Hi, beautiful, lovely souls. If you are struggling with reverting back to your old habits, no matter how hard you try to move along, you're going to want to tune into this video. I'm Avishai L, certified raw food educator and holistic health coach, helping the open-minded, empathic, professional, and entrepreneurial woman get rid of their stress, gain their energy back, through nutrition and lifestyle changes without sacrificing their food favorites and authenticity, because you have to be true to who you are at all times. I wanted to do this video because a lot of people, they aim to make changes in their lives, whether that be in their diets or in their meal plans. Sorry, I got something on this shirt. In their meal plans, or whether that just be I just got off a Facebook Live with Colpreet. She's a fabulous woman who I've met during the Women's Entrepreneurship Summit, and we just went live. She's located at India, and I'm here. ST, and we were talking about, people pleasing. So maybe you want to stop people pleasing, but you revert back to it. Maybe you want to continuously eat healthy, but you revert back to your old habits. And I find that what will cause you, sorry, someone just sent me something. Let me put this on. Let me turn the media down. I find that the reason why people revert back is that they don't have a reason to keep them consistent. My personal story, I will never go back to eating unhealthy foods. And when I say unhealthy, I mean foods rich in sugar and food rich in processed oils and foods like that. Why? Because I have a reason why. So you have to know the reason why you're doing it. My reason for it is health reasons. I knew that if I overate, or if I overate on sugar, that my liver would hurt. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I knew that if I continuously had safflower and sunflower oil and chips, that my stomach was going to get inflamed and I would not feel good and I would start itching. So I had reasons why. I'm actually allergic to safflower and sunflower oils. So I cut that out and I will never go back to it because I remember I felt bad. Now, a lot of times with clients who are dealing with, stress and overwhelm and anxiety, they, even though things are making them sick or foods are making them sick, I find that some people will go back to eating those same foods because the underlying issue is the traumas, are the self-deprecating thoughts, thinking that you deserve to eat shit because maybe you were treated like shit. And so you have to know the reason why to keep moving forward. What I would say to that person would be, we obviously would have to work through that and write down specifically what is causing you to, you have to go back. That's when we would have to do that 4-step method that I talked about today on the live, where you would really have to go and revisit what specifically happened to you, and then, transmute that negative energy into positivity by doing that brain dump, doing a bulleted list, looking at the one thing that's causing you to eat foods that make you feel like shit, and then eliminating those foods from your diet gradually. So then what I would do is obviously replace the foods that you generally go back to and see if that works, and then continue to uncover those underlying issues. But I find that having a reason why you will not go back to your old ways will help. So let's say you have old thought patterns. Maybe you had the thought pattern that I'm not good enough. Maybe that was your thought pattern. And maybe you don't have something that's going to push you forward. You don't have a reason why. My reason for me thinking I was good enough was that I got sick of feeling like I wasn't. I got sick of those guilty feelings. I got sick of feeling unworthy. And I said, how long are you going to stay stuck here? This doesn't feel good either. So what if I actually said to myself, I am good enough? Like, what would actually happen? How would I feel? So I started to go back again to a certain situation that happened in my life. And I said, okay, that's where it stems from. And I started to work through it. Again, I did that 4-step method that I always recommend. And then I had a reason why. I got sick of feeling depressed. I wanted to feel happy. So I was striving for peace. So striving for peace was my reason to keep moving forward and to get out of that stuck, stagnant state. So that's what kept me moving forward and kept me consistent. A lot of times people will self-sabotage if you don't know. If you're not self-aware, you're also going to self-sabotage. So the first thing I would say is to definitely be self-aware of what's holding you back, and then getting to the root of that issue, really delving in, doing that 4-step method, and creating the reason why you want to keep moving forward, because you'll always revert back to those old patterns. And sometimes people have the mindset that this is hard. It's hard to change because you've been stuck in that same thought pattern or that same diet forever. There's a lot of people who have tried, things like keto diets, or they've tried what else? Portion sizing and calorie counting. And a lot of people have not seen results from that. So what's the mindset when you don't see any results? You start to think that something's wrong with you. You can't do it. Therefore, you're just gonna say fuck it and not even do what it takes to start seeing results, whether that's weight loss, whether that's getting rid of your stress through nutrition, whatever it is, whether it's boosting your mood, you're not going to do it. So learning that there is a way out, there is another solution. You don't have to diet, but that's hard. People make it hard because they've experienced this. So what's going to keep you propelling forward is to stay open-minded. That's why I say journaling too, because it's also seeing what you're eating specifically that's holding you back, where your meal could be tweaked, rather than being like self-defeating and saying nothing works for me. Something does work for you. It just has to be tweaked. So definitely writing that down so you can start to see, oh, this is what I need to do, blah, 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 blah. But having that why is going to propel you forward, because you could record your meals all day, but if you don't know why you're eating healthy, that's not going to help you. And that's why drop a comment below if you want my free blueprint, because it gives you the reason why you should be eating healthy and what it actually does to your health. There needs to be a learning curve that keeps you propelling forward. And same with old thought patterns. There's also a self-love piece in there, where you can reverse those old thought patterns. Maybe you have self-deprecating thoughts because of certain things that happened in your life. And maybe you start to believe that's your truth. That's going to take you on a daily basis actually saying positive words to yourself, recognizing that there's frequency and vibration attached to every single word that comes out of your mouth. So you're going to have to stay elevated by constantly saying that. But again, what's going to keep you propelling forward is knowing why you're doing it. What do you want the outcome to be? How do you want to feel? Write these things down. How do I want to feel moving forward? What's going to keep me going? What's going to keep you going when someone else comes and maybe says something? Are you going to go back and revert to those thoughts? You have to develop certain things, a solid, I would say, routine daily to say what you're, and setting those boundaries, saying what you're going to allow, saying what you're going to disallow, knowing the specifics of what you like in your life. What are you going to allow in your life? That will allow you to know how to propel forward, knowing the reason why you're doing it. Why are you striving for peace? Is it because you've never had it? How are you going to maintain that? So that's why I say nutrition plays a role and lifestyle plays a role. And having a system in place that's going to support that is crucial. That's why the meal prepping and the time management comes in. That's why the grocery store, curve comes in, learning how to read food labels. learning that. So you know in depth, oh, I cannot possibly eat that again because that's not real food. In terms of self-love, knowing that I can't go back to those thoughts because I don't want to feel like that anymore. You have to know the reason why. It's going to take a process, it's going to take a learning curve, and it's going to take consistency. And to develop that consistency, I created a free blueprint for you with actionable steps. Drop a comment below if you want that blueprint, so you can start to implement that today, so you can get out of that mindset and you won't revert back to your old habits. Okay. So at any point, drop a comment below if you want that. So that's all I pretty much wanted to say. A lot of people, I'll reiterate, revert back to their old habits because they first, number one, you may not know that you're even going backwards. So that's someone who's not self-aware. So becoming self-aware is super important. Getting to the root is the next thing. Getting to the root as to why you keep reverting back and repeating cycles. And then honestly having a why for you to propel forward. Okay. And then consistently working towards that is going to help you tremendously. I'll give an example of myself. I got sick of the same cycles. I got sick of waiting for people to come and waiting and like wishing and hoping that someone was going to come. And I said, why do you keep repeating this specific cycle? And I found that I kept repeating that cycle because it stemmed back from childhood. Whenever my father would say, hey, I'm coming and I'm coming to pick you up and I'm blah, 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 and he wouldn't show up. So then when people did that, I thought that that was love. You know, that was my mindset. So I found that I kept repeating that same cycle of emptiness, I call it. It was a cycle of emptiness. And I said, what is my reason why? What is my reason why? Why do I keep repeating the same cycles? They're not coming, just like your father didn't come, you know, but you're repeating that. And I forgave that. Forgave him. I'm just giving this as an example because so many people are repeating the same patterns and they don't know the reason why. So I got sick of it. I got sick of staying stagnant. My happiness was drained from me and I got sick of feeling drained. You know, it ends up when you feel drained, it affects your entire life. It affects what you're doing in life. It affects pretty much everything that you're doing when you don't deal with those underlying issues, you know? And like I said, becoming self-aware is super important because you know specifically the specific reason why you're behaving a certain way. Like, for instance, if you just lash out at someone and you don't know why, now's the time to figure out, why did I do that? What did that person say? Was it a trigger for me? Did it trigger me back to a certain situation? Going back and recognizing what specifically happened to make you function the way that you're functioning. Maybe you always have the mindset that, you know, someone's out to get you. I used to have that mindset because, you know, until pretty recently, actually, because of everything that I've experienced in life. You know, trust has been, you know, an issue, and I'm very protective of myself. You know, I've been a very protective person of myself. So overcoming those thoughts and saying to yourself, I am my authentic self. I do not need to protect myself because I am protected at all times. And then, like I said, compartmentalizing people in their proper places is super important. I actually did a video on why disloyalty is causing you anxiety, because that's what happens. You know, you kind of think, oh, this person betrayed me, everyone's going to do that. And that's not the case. Just knowing who you're dealing with up front and setting those specific boundaries, saying, oh, this person is maybe a business partner. Oh, this person's an actual friend. Defining your definition of certain relationships and certain things is going to get you to propel forward as well, in peace, stress-free at all times. So I hope this video was super helpful. I've been talking all day. This is my last live video for the day. So I hope it was helpful. And I'm going to go do some more fun stuff, some more program stuff. Drop a comment below if you want my free blueprint on how to overcome the top 6 nutrition and lifestyle barriers. Okay, so you can start to break through them. If you need my help, definitely leave me a comment, drop me a question, what have you, and have a wonderful, stress free day.